Is the grocery store parking lot the best place to buy sports cards? Let's talk about it. All right, hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. Today is Tuesday. I don't usually do videos on Tuesday, but I'm finding a couple things. One, I have too much content, which is a weird position to be in. I find myself getting really excited to do a video, and then something else comes along that takes its place, and then I never get around to doing that video. So I am going to try to start doing, instead of 3 videos a week, 4-ish, maybe even 5 if I have enough content, but more of them will be quick hits like this one, or like news in the industry and my take on it, stuff like that are really easy to do. 8 to 12 minute videos, I think, is the perfect level of perfect time commitment for one of these videos for you, the end watcher. So before I get into this story about picking up some cards in the grocery store parking lot, which is my second time doing this, here's my latest TTM return. I love the Hawks signature. One of these days I'm going to do a best autographs in baseball and maybe a basketball too video. So I'm really excited to have that and add that. And as you know, if you've been around a long time, if a player like Andre Dawson's rookie card has multiple players on it, that's not my favorite. I don't like those very much. And if that player has a Topps rookie cup as their second year, I want to have that card instead, and I'd much rather have that autographed. Obviously less value, but I don't care about that. It goes on my PC. So so this last week, I guess it was, so I'm way off track here. Another thing that I've encountered is yesterday we took our son to college. He's a freshman now, so we're halfway to empty nest. And so I find myself, I hope, with more time, because he's not going to be in this space as much, so I can actually do videos and just, I hope to have time for more videos down here and planning them out. So last week, this guy posted in Facebook Marketplace, our local area, that he was selling a large collection of ephemera. And you know you're dealing with somebody a lot smarter than you when they use the word ephemera. I don't know. I've never used that word before. I've heard it a couple times maybe, but I think it said something like large collection of autographed ephemera, and I might even be pronouncing that word wrong. I don't know. It's certainly not a word I have ever used or probably would ever use. And he broke it down. So there was one photo included, and it was from, it was like something like a postcard from the 1984 Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles, and it had an autograph on it that I didn't recognize. And there was no explanation of who this was. And in the details, it talked about having like 3 different or 4 different groups of autographs, and one of them was sports. And he offered the whole sports thing for $500. And I messaged him and asked him, who does he have? And he said he doesn't know. Doesn't know a lot of who he's not into sports. And I thought, well, that's really interesting. All right, I just actually got a message from my son right there mid-video, and it's the first time I've heard from him, so I actually took a short break to read it and respond. So this guy messaged me back and forth, and he was really eager to sell. And 3 of the cards were Hall of Fame plaques that were autographed by, obviously, Major League Baseball Hall of Famers. They weren't big names, not like the biggest names, but I said to him, would you take $30 for these 3? And he said yes. And I said, oh, okay. That's easy enough. And then he sent me some other pictures. And like there were some actors with autographs and stuff like that. And then he had I'm going to get into it. I'm going to show them to you. But it was just this odd collection of autographs. And so we agreed on $30 for the 3 Hall of Famers, and then another $10 for somebody else that I'm going to show you. So then I went and I met this gentleman in the Hannaford grocery store parking lot near me. He was a super nice guy. He actually brought the entire sports card collection that he was trying to sell, and he said, take a look through it, see if there's anything you like. And so I'm going to show you the ones that I bought. I've got Bob Lemon, Hall of Famer. Hank Greenberg, another good one. Bob Feller. I really like these. I first started, my first one that I got was at the National with Carl Yastrzemski autographed one. It seems like a really easy thing for me to start collecting, right? And I think I'm going to start really paring down my collection to Hall of Fame rookie autographs and Hall of Fame plaque autographs for baseball, as well as some other things like obviously Yastrzemski and some really early vintage. So I'm really excited about that focus. I've needed a focus for my collection. And the other one that he had that really interested me was this 1953 Carl Reiner autograph. And it's in spectacular shape. So I paid $10 for this. Carl Reiner is a legend. A lot of PSA. PSA is graded some of these, so it was easy for me to find what this was. He didn't know. But yeah, I think I'm going to send this off to PSA, get it graded and authenticated, and probably sell it, to be honest with you. I don't collect these. I don't collect non-baseball or basketball cards. He also had some Hall of Fame football players autographed, and he offered them to me cheap, and I considered it, but I ultimately decided not to. I thought about just flipping those as well, but I don't love that. But the Carl Reiner was interesting to me, so I went with that. But then he also, in this collection, after telling me that he didn't know of any of the names, didn't know any of the names in the baseball collection, I decided I was going to look through them, and then I found a index card of Stan Musial. He'd never heard of him before. And another of Willie Mays. And apparently he'd never heard of him. So I asked him, and I offered him $20 for these. And I felt like that was fair. He jumped at it very quickly. I'm sure I could have gotten them for less. But I also, I don't want to scam people. So I felt $20 for 2 index cards was fair, because index cards just aren't worth that much money autographed. So I asked him, where did these come from? And he said he bought a very large collection from an older woman, and he only wanted her presidential autographs, but she wouldn't sell just the presidential autographs. He had to buy the entire collection. And so he agreed. After haggling with her a little bit, she was not going to back down, and he agreed to buy all of it. Now he's just trying to sell it. So we met in the parking lot of a grocery store. I also met a gentleman in the parking lot of the same grocery store for the Bob Cousy rookie card before I got it autographed and authenticated. So it could be the best place around here. If I'm meeting somebody locally, I don't want them to come to my house. I don't want to go to their house. I want to meet in a neutral spot with a public place. So let me know what you think. Willie Mays looks good. I have heard rumors that his wife was signing his autographs for a long time. I don't know if that's true. That's why I wasn't going to pay very much for that. I will send that off to PSA though and get it authenticated, and I'll keep it in my personal collection. Let me know. Thanks for watching.